And you said there were a crowd of people there. How would you describe that crowd of people? Is that were those adults, children, or something else?
They appear to be primarily high schoolers.
Okay. What did you do next as you were arriving? Where'd you go?
I pulled my vehicle into the left turn lane to go into Timberline High School. I had my red and blue lights on. I exited my vehicle and approached to where Officer Hang was kneeling on the ground. And then at that point, we asked what he needed to assist him.
Okay, and what was your duty then in terms of assisting?
I was to gather the witness statements from anybody that had seen what had occurred prior to my arrival.
Okay, and where did you do that?
I did that at the inner city bus stop.
Okay, and who were you gathering witness statements from?
I got their names.
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
Who were you getting witness statements
I
from?
was getting witness statements from the high schoolers that were at the bus stop.
And do you remember specifically who you spoke with at the bus stop? Where or when did you speak with Ms. Carter?
I first approached the teenagers that had stated that they had seen what happened.
And again, without repeating anything anyone told you, where or when did you speak with Ms. Carter?
When I initially made contact at the bus stop.
Did she provide you a statement at that time?
She did not know.
Okay. Was there a bus coming at that point?
She stated that she needed to catch a bus. Yes, I did not see one at the time.
Okay. And did you get her information to take a later statement?
I did, yes.
Okay. At some point during your investigation, let me back up. At any point during your interaction or your time on scene, did you come in contact with anyone by the name? What about Haneen Ali? No contact.
That would be in the parking lot proper of the Timberline High School.
Was that before or after you made contact with them? And when you observed Zahraa and Haneen Ali, how would you identify how they appeared in terms of what they were wearing? I mean, who was wearing what?
Haneen was wearing I believe it's a headscarf called a hijab. She was wearing a black, raincoat or overcoat, a blue button-up shirt, and black pants.
Okay, and what was Zahraa wearing?
She was also wearing a hijab and a long, ankle-length, overcoat, something that was black, with some sort of leopard print dress or long covering underneath.
Okay. At some point during your investigation, did you become familiar with the name of? Okay. At what point of your investigation do you recall you became aware of Fatima Ali?
Well, when I spoke with Haneen and Zahraa, they had mentioned their daughter.
Okay. And were you able to determine based on a conversation with Zahraa who Fatima was in relation to Zahraa?
Yes.
And who was Fatima in relation to Zahraa?
Zahraa said it was her daughter.
Were you able to determine what were you aware at some point of anyone by the name of, based on your conversation with Zahraa, was any connection between Isaiah and Fatima?
Yes.
What was that connection?
My understanding was that Isaiah was Fatima's boyfriend.
Do you recall during the course of your conversation with Zahraa Ali whether she made any statements about Isaiah specifically?
Yes.
And what did she say about Isaiah as it related to her daughter?
She stated to me that Isaiah was changing her daughter's mind and that he was a danger to her.
And were you speaking during the time that you had contact with with Zahraa and Haneen? Were you speaking to both women, just Haneen, Zahraa, or something else?
I was speaking to both.
And was Haneen relaying to you what she believed had occurred that day as well?
Yes,
And was that conversation with you in English?
it was.
And during your interaction with Haneen, did Zahraa provide details?
She did.
What did that look like? Meaning, did they speak individually? Did they provide a group statement? What did that interaction between Haneen, Zahraa, and you look like in terms of pace or smoothness of that conversation?
It was relatively choppy. When I would direct questions at Haneen, Zahraa would interject, or they would start talking over each other, so it was a little difficult to follow at times. When I would ask clarifying questions, Zahraa would often interject with her recollection of events.
Okay. And was that communication with you, from Zahraa with you also in English?
It was.
During the course of your interaction with Zahraa Ali, did she indicate to you whether she had observed Isaiah punching her husband?
She did.
Did she indicate what that looked like?
She made gestures with one of her arms in a punching motion, or like a rapid punching motion.
Okay. So what did she say about her observations of Isaiah punching her husband?
She said when she arrived, she saw Isaiah hitting her husband.
And did she indicate if her husband was on the ground at that time?
She did not.
And did you ask them to clarify where they were when they made the observations about Zahraa hitting her husband?
I did.
And what was the response?
The response was both of them answered at the same time. Haneen stated that...
Without introducing what Haneen said, please.
Okay. Zahraa made a gesture based off of where she was standing towards the school and was saying that they fled in that direction. They being Fatima and Isaiah.
How did Zahraa appear to you when describing what was happening, what she said she observed happening to her husband when she arrived?
She was upset. She would pace back and forth. Her hands would either be clasped in front of her or wringing her hands. She would break down in sobs occasionally, but I'd never observed any tears or reddening of her face or anything like that.
Okay. Did you, did Zahraa make any statements about what she believed or what she was relaying Isaiah had done to her?
Yes.
Did you observe any visible injuries to either woman, either Haneen or Zahraa?
I did not.
How did their clothing appear to you, meaning what condition or state was their clothing in?
It did not appear disheveled. I didn't notice any marks of dirt, smudges, creases, anything like that.
When you, at some point during your interaction with Zahraa and Haneen, did you give them any instructions or directives about where they could go or what they could do while on the scene?
I did, yes.
And how would you describe their responsiveness to those directives?
At times they appeared not to hear what was said, or they were slow to respond in the affirmative of not doing what I asked or doing what I asked.
Okay. And so during the course of the time, was there any request from Zahraa to speak with her husband?
Yes.
Okay. Was she immediately allowed to do that?
No, she was not.
And what did that interaction look like? How would you describe that period of your interaction with Zahraa?
She became upset. She continually repeated that she just wanted to speak to her husband, and began kind of pacing around or trying to move past where myself and other officers were standing at the time.
And did other officers have to intervene to stop her from going to her husband?
Yes.
What was Haneen doing during this period of time without repeating anything that she was saying?
She was following Zahraa.
How would you describe her demeanor?
She was also upset. She was slightly more calm in her tone and pitch when she was speaking with me, but she was visibly also upset.
And when you say upset, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by upset? I know that that is a general term, but what does that look like?
Her voice would raise in pitch. She would kind of sob, speak rapidly, breathe rapidly, pace around.
Did they continue to try to get to Ihsan Ali despite officers' instructions?
Yes.
Did you eventually allow Zahraa to speak with Ihsan?
Yes.
And what about Haneem?
She as well.
And did you hear any of that conversation?
I heard the conversation, but I did not understand it.
What do you mean?
It was not in English.
During the course of your interaction with Zahraa Ali, did she ever ask you about the health or welfare of Fatima?
She did not.
Did she ask you about Fatima at all?
She asked to speak with her.
And just speak with her?
Yes.
At any point, did you observe whether Zahraa ever attempted to return to the school?
Yes.
And what, if anything, did she say about that?
She says that she wanted to speak with her daughter.
For how long?
Initially, she just repeated, I want to speak with my daughter, she's my daughter. And then when I repeatedly told her that she was not allowed to do so, she said she just needed 1 minute.
What was her initial response when you told her that she could not do that?
She became upset. Eventually, she went and took a seat on one of the curbs where the parking stalls were and began rocking back and forth and repeating a phrase I didn't understand.
I'm sorry, repeating what?
A phrase that I didn't understand what she was saying.
Okay. Did you tell her whether she was being seen by fire or medics?
Yes.
And at that point, did she ask about the physical condition of her child, like whether she was okay?
She did not.
Officer Chavez, how did you find out that Fatima had been choked or strangled by Ihsan?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for legal conclusion. Well, and also calls for hearsay and hearsay.
Sustained is the form of the question.
Officer Chavez, at any point during your interaction with Zahraa Ali, did she mention her husband's interactions with her child?
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
Just a few questions. Good morning, officer.
Good morning, sir.
So, when you arrived on scene, Mr. Ali was laying on the ground, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it fair to say then that by the time you got there, pretty much the entire incident, up to that point, you got from other people, right?
Correct.
Okay. And the people that you talked to were the kids that were around there, right?
Correct.
All right. And now, I think it might have been you. Let me ask, was it you that tried to get the written statements from those kids?
That's correct.
Okay, and you didn't have any forms?
That's correct.
Okay, so you never got any written statements?
That's correct.
Okay. And you, at that point, things were pretty fresh. I assume you hadn't seen any videos or anything?
I had not. No.
Okay, so all the information that you were going on was based upon what people were telling you?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. No more.
Mr. Leary, cross-examination.
Morning, Officer Chavez.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for being here. All right, so if I understand correctly, you get dispatched to this call?
Correct.
Do you recall how long it took you to get there?
Maybe 10 minutes?
And you were roughly the second officer that you saw on the scene?
Correct.
And Officer Hung had Mr. Ali detained on the ground, correct?
Correct.
And you walked up and said, basically, what do I need to do?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And that's kind of typical protocol, right?
Correct.
See if there's what the other officer needs. If he had needed assistance, you would have provided it, fair?
Correct.
But he didn't ask you to help, correct?
Correct.
And so you saw students standing around, and logically it then made sense to talk and find out who knew what
Correct.
and get their information.
Correct.
Did you separate the students to talk to them individually?
I did not know.
Okay, so they're all talking in a semicircle around you,
Correct.
and you're taking notes?
Correct.
And you also have your body-worn video activated, is that fair?
That's
And is
correct.
it on throughout the entire process?
It is.
Did you review that prior to testifying today?
I did.
Okay. And that's what it's for, right?
Correct.
And so, did you have concerns about kind of witnesses hearing what other witnesses said and having it impact their observations and ability to provide independent descriptions?
In the moment, no.
Okay. How about later?
Well, now that I'm no longer in training, I could see the benefit to trying to separate or isolate each individual witness, yes.
And what benefit would you see by having people separate?
Making sure that the witnesses aren't borrowing words from other witnesses.
And so, understanding the timeline, so you arrive, you see a fellow officer, you see Mr. Ali, correct?
Correct.
You do not see Zahraa Ali initially, correct?
No, I did not.
And so you're taking time, do you recall how long it was you were talking to Caleb Fisk, Eric Price Jr., Athena Rich, and Zayla Carter?
No, I don't recall how long I was.
But you
speaking
were
with
kind of talking to them at the same time sequentially. This is a large conversation, correct?
Correct, yes.
And it wasn't a brief conversation, correct?
Correct.
And you'd also gone back to your patrol car to see if you had witness forms, and you didn't have them, correct?
Correct.
All right, so then you come back. At one point, Zayla Carter says, hey, I gotta go catch my bus. And you may have indicated that you would follow up with her, or
Correct.
somebody would, correct?
Correct.
All right, so then you then see Zahraa Ali and Haneen Ali coming back from the school, correct?
No.
Okay, you didn't know where they came from, fair?
Well, correct, yes.
So you didn't see him initially, but after this passage of time, you then have interaction with Zahraa and Haneen, correct?
Correct.
And at this point, you had not had contact with Fatima Ali, correct?
Correct.
And did you say that you did see her at the school?
I did not know.
Okay, so at no point did you see her at the school?
I did not know.
So that's affirmative?
Correct.
Okay, I just, for the purposes of the court report, I want to make sure we're on the same
Yes, sir.
page. All right, and so you subsequently learned that there was an incident, that the reason for the call was an interaction with Fatima Ali, correct?
Correct.
And that's what you were there talking about and investigating, correct? And so after this passage of time, your attention is then drawn to Zahraa Ali, correct?
Correct.
All right. And you described her as upset, correct?
Correct.
And so emotionally upset. Just by looking at her, you could tell that something was going on, correct?
Correct.
And that she was pacing back and forth, correct?
Correct.
Wringing her hands, correct?
Correct.
And sobbing.
Correct.
Okay. And I think you didn't see actual tears, but in terms of kind of somebody who is very distraught. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So she had asked to see her daughter. And so did you know from other officers or from some other source as to where Fatima was?
Yes.
And that was, in your understanding,